Oh, let's talk about why it is important to have a good setup in tier 3. So first of all, you want to be powerful. You want to play your class correctly. You want to play class to its fullest potential. So first thing you want to do is you want to go check the guide on max roll, for example, and you want to know what the best stats are for the build that you're using. Now, why do you want to have good engravings? Why do you want to have at least 3 free or 1 free? If you want to do abyssal dungeons without any problem, then you will want to go into Party Finder here. And people who make Party Finder groups, they usually check your stats and they check your engravings. So if people have a good setup, then the run is likely to be smoother. And if you have a bad setup, of course you can go matchmaking, but it can be very painful and you can fail. But if you join a group that has good engravings and good stats, the chances are you can easily clear this content. So first thing you want to do is after you get your 302 gear, your main goal is to upgrade to 325. So before 325, don't do anything. Just run whatever you have until you 1325. So that's when you start upgrading your gear. Why 1325? Because you unlock purple stones and purple accessories. I'm gonna show you guys how to cheaply build your character to have free. Now having free engravings is more than enough until 3070. So you upgrade your gear at 1325 once, that's it. That's enough until 3070. You are powerful enough to do everything you need. So Guardians and Abyss. Abyss you have 1325 and 1340 Abyss, those two ones. And there's no other breakpoint after that. And for Guardian as well, you have one at 1340 and the next one is 1370. So once you get the setup at 1325, that's it, you use it until 3070. And for 3070 I'll make another guide. So yeah, you want to get at least one class engraving, at least one level of class engraving. If for example you have your level 1 class engraving is good, like for example Gunslinger, you can get like Peacemaker 1 and Hitmaster free, just an example. But you can easily build free as well, or you can go 1 free and something else 2 if your class engraving is only good at level 1 and it doesn't really matter after that. So I'm gonna use Sork as an example. So when you get to 1325, first thing you want to do is you want to have your cross engraving at purple. Now how to get purple? You should get it from welcome challenges and from this Arkesia merchant. You should have enough. By the time you get to the free, you should have a purple class engraving. So what you want to do is you want to double equip it. And that's it, you have level 3 already. The reason why you're using double class engraving is because until 3070 the accessories that drop, they don't drop class specific accessories. So for example, I cannot drop, so for example, it's not like in tier 2 where you do Abyss and you always get either one of the two of your class engravings on an accessory. So yes, you can roll a class engraving on your accessory for your class, but it's a low chance roll. So the accessories with class engravings until 1370 are very rare and very expensive. So you do not want to buy the accessories. You do not want to make a build where you need your class engraving accessory because they're very expensive. So for example, we go on an auction house and we search for earring that has reflux 2 with a good stat. So crit is the good stat and at least 70 quality. So as you can see, the lowest price for accessory like this is 800, and it kind of goes 1000, and the rings are from 1000. If you want a reflux, if you want your class engraving and you want a good stat as well. So that's why you equip double class engraving here, and now you need to know what's your second best engraving is. So for example, for me it's precise dagger. So second thing you want to do is you want to buy a purple ability stone with the second best engraving for you. I mean your class engraving and then the best non-class engraving that is for you. So for me it is precise dagger on Sork, and the second one it doesn't matter. So yes, you can try getting something useful, like what I like to do for my other characters was to get the engraving I want and then crisis evasion or max magicka if you're struggling with mana. And these stones, they are very cheap. So for example, if you look up this stone, so the stone will cost you, okay, let's try without it. So if you just want the best engraving for you, if you're just looking at one, it will be very cheap. Like it will almost cost nothing. Yes, you can try getting the second one that is useful at level 1, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. So because the second one, it serves as like a feeder engraving. So what I mean by that is you go to Stonecutter and you use the second one to increase your chances of building the first one. Of course, it doesn't necessarily go how you want because it's RNG, but the goal is here is you use the one you want at 75 and 65%. Okay, so we botched this one. Let's try another one. Oh my god. So you get the point. What you want to do is you want to get 5 or 6. That's all you need. And preferably the red one should be less than 5. So for example, this one has 6. That's good enough. So right now we have reflux 3 and precise dagger 6. So we're missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And if you have it at 5, it's also fine, because from 5 accessories you can get the last 10. So now you want to make it level 3, and also at the same time you want to have the stats that are good for you. So for example, for my necklace, I want crit and swiftness. So let's search the accessory like this. So you want to search at least 70 quality, because the stats matter a lot in tier 3. So as you can see, the prices are much lower as if you searched for your class engraving. Now you can buy blue one. Now buying blue one is, if we compare, so yes, you will get more stats with purple one, but the downside is they cost more peons. The purple one costs 9 peons, whereas the blue one costs 5 peons. And another thing is, if you buy purple one, then you're also getting the negative stats. So if you can manage buying purple ones without getting negative effects at level 1, then of course you can buy purple. But having blue accessories is good enough. It's good enough. It's these stats, the basic effects like vitality, intelligence, they don't matter as much as the bonus effects. So having blue accessories is perfectly good enough until 3070. So sure, you can buy purple ones, but I would also consider buying the blue ones if you want to save some peons and you don't want to deal with negative stats. So if we were to buy this, then we would spend 100 gold here. Then we remove this, and you want to go 70 quality or more. The higher the quality, the better. So we remove this here. And now we check necklaces. So necklace with precise dagger, the engraving you need, and the good stat for you is just 30 gold. Or yeah, it's like 30 blue or purple. So we would spend 100 on necklace, then we would spend like another 100 on earrings, and another 100 on rings. So in total you would spend like 500 gold on the accessories. So I already bought these accessories. So I have precise dagger 2, precise dagger 1, because I rolled 6. So I didn't need the 2 on every one of them. But even if you only have 5 of the engraving you need, then you can still get 2, 2, 2, 2 on every one of them with good stats. It costs nothing. So if you don't use, so if you double equip your class engraving here, you don't need to worry about overpaying. And as you can see, we have, because we went purple and we didn't pay enough attention, we have defense reduction. It's not a big deal. Of course, try avoid having the negative stat, but what we have is 2 level 3 ones, and right now we are powerful enough to do every content. And from playing, I can say that I've got an MVP. Like every single thing I do, I get the MVP. Please pay attention to bonus effects, because this is what makes your build good. Like, I cannot stress enough how much these stats matter. You want to have the stats that are right for your build. And it is so cheap that there's no reason to have stats like domination, endurance, or expertise. Just go for the correct stats once and 30-25, and you don't need to worry about gearing up again until 30-70. And at 30-70, you will have a different strategy, but at 1370, the class-specific engravings, they roll on accessories from Argos and Abyss, so they are way cheaper than in pre-1370. Now, let's talk about gems. So for gems, as you can see, I'm using tier 2 gems, so their effect is halved. So you can keep using your tier 2 gems if they are level 5 or 6, so it will be equivalent to level 3 tier 3 gems. Of course, you can buy level 3 tier 3 gems, they're not expensive and it doesn't cost peons, so you can spend some time in getting level 3 or level 4. If you look at the prices now at gems, so level 3 gems are 80 gold at level 3, and level 4 is like 200 gold. So you would spend, if you get level 4 gems, you will probably spend like a few thousand gold. But as I said before, you can keep using your, of course, you would need to search for the ones you need, but you'll probably spend a couple of thousand. But as I said before, you can keep your level 2 gems. There's no reason to get over, you don't need that much damage You don't need that much power until 3070. Now another thing you want to do when you are in tier 3 is you have your build, right, for single target. So what you want to do is you go into settings here, and the abilities you want to, so it would look like this. So this is the abilities you're using, and you just press these icons here on every single ability. So when the item drops in a chaos dungeon, it will look like this. It will have this icon next to it. That means this tripod is for the skills that you are using. Now there's another thing you can do if you go into settings. So if you go into gameplay, controls and display, this is notification threshold for a skill tree. So by default it will be on level 1. So if the item drops that the tripod that you're using, it will highlight the level 1. But level 1, I don't bother with level 1. I recommend just going for level 2 and above, because level 1 you're not gonna use level 1. You want to go for level 2. But tripods is not essential for you to deal good damage, and you don't need that much damage if you have a good setup like this. But what you can do is, if you drop an item with level 2 tripod, you can go into skill tree transfer here, and you want to save it right here like this. So now it is saved. The item, it doesn't disappear, and now you can transfer this effect on the gear that you're using. So you would click this, and you see it has ice pick, and if I press OK, this item now has that effect, and you still keep the item. That's the only way I recommend getting the tripod effects, because if you were to use the tripod transfer, so for example we wanted to transfer some effect, success rate is 30%, and you also need to use powder of sage. So I just recommend, because at 3070 you will want to replace your level 2s with level 3s. It's kinda pointless trying to wasting silver and wasting powders of sage for level 2 ones. So I just recommend using the free effect transfer right here. Don't go for this transfer option. So that's it, guys. I hope this was helpful. I will make another guide for 3070 later on. If this video was useful to you, please consider subscribing for more content in the future.